So, good evening. Good evening. We're back again, and we've got another game coming up. Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff. The first 3 o'clock kickoff live on UK TV. It's never happened before. Let's hope that we put on a show on that one. Otherwise, could get embarrassing again. Brighton haven't actually won a game in 2020, and we're not unbeaten anymore in 2020. Reality check yesterday. Real quick reality check as well. It's been mad. It was crazy. Listen, we've had 3 months off. We come back and it's like we've never been away. Mikel Arteta, I've literally just watched his post-match press conference, and he was asked about why Mesut Ozil didn't start, and he said it was tactical reasons. We've heard that before from Unai Emery. He was then asked why he wasn't even in the squad, and he said because he wanted different players in the squad in different positions. We've also heard that one before from Unai Emery. Ozil has come out today and posted a picture on his social medias of him in an Arsenal shirt holding the badge like this, and basically doing his PR game as if to say, yeah, I'm bigger than you. I'm bigger than Arsenal. That's what he does. He plays games. Let's see if he's in the starting 11 for Brighton. When the game was being played yesterday, he was actually live on Fortnite, believe it or not. Again, we've heard that one before, but Mikel Arteta does have to pick a team that goes to Brighton and actually wins. Because listen, if we don't win that game, then we're in massive trouble. Listen, we're already in big trouble as it is. We're already struggling in the league this season. I've always maintained that we wouldn't get top four. I think a lot of people have jumped on board now and agree with that. I've also said we're going to be lucky if we get top six. And again, if we don't go and get a result against Brighton, I think we've got Southampton after that. Is that right? I think it's Southampton after that. Then all of a sudden, we're going to have dropped points in a game that should be a winnable game against Brighton. We've got Southampton after that, and it's a confidence boost. You have to win these games because we've got some massive games coming up. We've got Liverpool, we've got Spurs, we've got Wolves, we've got Leicester. There's 4 games there that if we play how I've seen us play for this season, from start to now, we ain't getting nothing out of them 4 games. So we've got to go and get the results in the games against Villa, Southampton, Brighton, Watford, teams like that, because there's no guarantee that we're going to get the result in the bigger games. There's nothing to suggest that. Yes, we drew with Leicester at home, or beat Leicester at home, last season. We lost to Spurs away, I think. We lost or drew. We drew with Liverpool at home last season. And we lost to Wolves, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, either way, yes, we did lose to Wolves. We lost 3-1 to Wolves. But this is the thing. These games, we have to go and pick results up. And, last night, David Luiz did David Luiz type things and ended up getting another red card. And he's now suspended for the next 2 games. Pablo Mari's injured. I doubt he'll make it for the game at the weekend. Even if he gets back fit by then, I don't think I'd risk him. Because then he could do that injury again. He could pick up another injury and we could miss him for the rest of the season. Granit Xhaka went down. He went off. He went down injured well early into the game. So he's going to be out for Saturday, I believe. And, then you've got to ask the question, where was Martinelli? Where was Pepe? Why is it that 4 managers ain't rated Pepe? I don't get it. I genuinely don't. Not only that, why are we not playing Martinelli? Like, what is that all about? Like, this kid's one of the best young talents in the world at the moment. He's flying high. He's scored goals. He's getting assists as well. He's a ball carrier, somebody that you need in an away game, somebody that can take you up the pitch, somebody that can dribble around the man, buy you free kicks and corners and stuff like that. Didn't even see him. Same with Pepe. And I just look at it and I think yes, I was kind of happy on one hand that we put some of the kids in, but I think the Eddie Nketiah experiment failed. Yeah, I don't want to see that again. I'd rather go, if you're going to go with a striker and put Aubameyang left, put Martinelli up front, or put Aubameyang up front and put Martinelli left. That makes more sense to me. Just to come to Aubameyang, I thought he was shocking last night. And I've seen people saying, oh, but he didn't get no service. Well, that's irrelevant. His whole body language was a joke. His whole body language of just throwing his arms around, walking around, not even trying. Every time he's trying to do a 1-2 and it didn't come off, he was getting the ump. There was a chance where Tierney could have put him in down the wing. If he'd whipped a ball around the corner, he would have been maybe one-on-one with the keeper, although the young lad Garcia was keeping up with him. And his whole body language just stunk. Yeah, and I've not seen many people calling him out, you know, and at the end of the day, he's running down a contract, which is his right. He doesn't have to sign a new contract. The club have said that that they're in negotiations with him. He's coming out and saying that we haven't given him a new deal. You know, this is Alexis Sanchez all over again. You know, and the way I look at it is that we need that guy to be scoring goals. We cannot rely on anyone else in that team other than Martinelli and maybe Saka. Again, Saka, why was he played on the right instead of the left? He's done all of his good work on the left, so let's put him on the right, because that's what the Banter Club do. And I think that, you know, Mikel Arteta's got a lot of questions to ask in this next game, because I think that I've said it before he even become manager. I didn't want him, yeah. And people going, you're a joke, you're a disgrace, back him. I am backing nothing I don't believe in. Yeah, and I don't believe he's the guy. You know, he's then come out and said, we need signings. Well, no shit, Sherlock. We need signings. Have you just realised that? And if people think that he's going to get the players that he wants, dream on. Yeah, if Unai Emery couldn't, he ain't getting the ones he wants. You know, we're seeing today that Timo Werner signs for Chelsea for 54 million quid. Yeah, which is there or thereabouts what we paid for Lacazette. You know, how comes Chelsea can pull off great deals left, right, and centre year in, year out? Yeah, they sell their players for stupidly high money. Yes, I know they've bought Kepa, stupid amount of money. They bought Bakayoko for stupid amount of money. They bought Morata for a stupid amount of money, but they're going to get stupid money back for him. You know, I just look at it and I think, how can Chelsea pull these out the bag all the time? Yet we're sitting there going, oh, well, yeah, well, we've got Reece Nelson and we've got George Lewis and, well, yeah, Pablo Mari, he's decent. Like, come on, man, seriously, have some ambition, have some levels that we want to go up. And I think Arteta has finally realised. I just see, like I said, his post-match press conference. He looked dejected. He looked like one of the question he was asked about why wasn't Ozil in the squad. He sat there and didn't say a word for literally 45 seconds. He was just staring at the camera. Yeah, then he had a little word with the guy sat next to him, the media guy. Yeah, and then the guy asked the question again. Yeah, so maybe he didn't hear it. Maybe he was just being arrogant to it and just saying, like, what's this guy talking? Why is he asking me this? Yeah, like, can you tell him to shut up or something? Because that's what they do. They vet the questions most of the time before the press conferences. And, like, I just look at it and I think, like, you know, pick the right 11. Yeah, I don't care if it's Man City away. I don't care if it's Brighton away. Pick the right 11, the best 11. And from day one of him being here, he ain't done that. Yeah, the best 11 is pretty damn straight. It's simple. It's easy to pick the best 11. You go with Leno in goal, who, by the way, was absolutely superb and saved it being a rout. You go with Maitland-Niles at right back because he's better than Zoolander. Yeah, you then go with Mustafi, who, believe it or not, has been our best centre-back, but still ain't good enough. You then go with Marie. Obviously, he's now fit, so maybe throw Chambers in there. You then go left-back Tierney. Midfield, you go with Ceballos and Torreira. Yeah. Then you go Saka left wing, you go Pepe right wing, you put Martinelli at number 10, and you go with Aubameyang up top. And the one thing you'll get by putting Martinelli at number 10 is work rate back that way. Yeah, he ain't going to be standing there going, oh, I've lost the ball, I ain't tracking back. He'll be busting his bollocks off to go and get that ball back. But not only that, he will get in and around the penalty box as a number 10 and score goals, which is something that our number 10 don't do. You know, it's no coincidence that yet again he wasn't in a squad in Manchester. Right? How many more years have we got to go through this? Well, hopefully only the one. And like, you know, Torreira wasn't in the squad. Apparently he had a knock. I don't know if that's true, but it seems a coincidence that since Unai Emery has been playing him out of position, he's barely featured for Arsenal, really, is he? Like, maybe that's another one that they want to try and get rid of. I don't know. But he's got a massive selection headache for this game coming up at the weekend. And I'll tell you what, he better get it right, because if he doesn't, and we go and hand Brighton their first points of 2020, yeah, then that is embarrassing. Losing to Man City, I expect that, which is why I didn't really have the ump over it yesterday. I had the ump over his subs. I didn't really have the ump over the starting 11. Yes, it weren't the starting 11 I'd pick. I just told you the one I'd pick. But his subs were a joke. Yeah, and it's not the first time I've sat here and said his subs are a joke. You know, why did he bring Martinelli on against Olympiacos in stoppage time, extra time? You know, that guy should have been on. Lacazette did nothing in that game. You know, and I don't understand what Pepe has done to not get a game. Don't understand what Martinelli's done. And I've seen people saying, "Oh, but Pepe don't track back." And did Saka track back yesterday then? Because every time Sterling got the ball, he was one-on-one with Bellerin. Yeah, where was Saka? You know, in fact, if anything, Eddie Nketiah was further back than Saka yesterday. I thought Saka was shocking. Yeah, and I actually thought all of them were shocking pretty much. Guendouzi played all right. Leno was decent. Tierney was all right. Marie did well before he got injured. Ceballos did all right. The rest of them, what were they doing? Like, genuinely. And like, you know, every excuse in the book is being coming out today. It's all David Luiz's fault. It's all David Luiz's fault. Of course, it's all David Luiz's fault because it takes the heat away from your boy Arteta. Yeah, which I kind of get. Yeah, and it was David Luiz's fault that he can't defend properly and that he gave a penalty away. But at the same time, you can't say it was just David Luiz's fault when we mustered 0 shots on target. You know, where was the creativity? Oh, maybe if Ozil had played. Yeah, but where was the desire? Where was the will to get back in the game? Where was the passion? Where was the drive? Where was the guy that wants to get the ball and go, no, we are not having this today. We're actually going to have a go today. There was none of that, man. Yeah, and there better be some of that against Brighton. Otherwise, there's going to be carnage, man. I swear, because I think a lot of people have started to wise up after that one game, and it is only one game back, which is why he's been getting a pass from a lot of people. A lot of people threw their hat into the ring when he became manager and said, "Oh yes, he's going to be fantastic. He's the world-class coach we've needed. He's going to take us back to glory." And they were only saying that because it was fashionable and because they wanted Emery out so much. Yeah, at the end of the day, if we don't beat Brighton, I think a lot more people will start coming out and actually saying what they actually think. Yeah. And I've said what I actually think from the start. Listen, I like listening to his press conferences. He talks the talk. You know, people can sit here and say, "Oh, but he hasn't got the players." Well, hang on. If he's the great coach that you lot keep telling me he is, surely he can coach them players to be better. And before anyone goes, "Oh, but you can't coach this player and that player," rubbish. Yeah, rubbish. Fergie coached Phil Jones and all that trash in 2012, yeah, that were never good enough for United to go and win a title. Yeah. So if he can coach them, the greatest young coach in the planet can surely coach Bellerin how to defend better. He can coach Xhaka how to be better. He can coach other players in the team to be better. Yeah, his mate Mesut Ozil wasn't in the team yesterday. He was playing Fortnite while we were playing the game. Yeah, that's a fact. That's all over Twitter today. He was actually in a game of Fortnite while we were playing the game. Yeah, and I've always said this, and it's not just a dig at Ozil, it's a dig at any player. If you're not picked for the squad, you should still travel. Yeah, you're part of that squad. You should go for moral support for your team. Yeah, as one of the captains, he should definitely be going. Yeah, and I don't know when this fad and this fashion of you're not picked for the squad, so you get a day off, you get to stay at home. Why? Why? Well, so you train all week, you put out all your crap on social media saying, "Ready for the game, ready for the game." Then you don't get picked for the squad, but then you don't have to travel with the squad. Sorry, that's bollocks. Yeah, you should have to travel with the squad. Yeah, when did that become a thing? Yeah, because it happens all the time now. It's not just Arsenal, it's every club. "Oh, he's not in the squad today, so he gets a day off." Well, sorry, you should be there rallying your troops, mate, and helping your teammates out. Yeah, and if you don't want to do that, and the club have said you can't do that, then sorry, that's where we may be going wrong. Yeah, the fact that, "Oh, it's all right, he's got a day off." Then other players will look at that and go, "Hang on, how comes he's on 350?" Or another player, say Lacazette, gets a day off. He's on 160, 200, whatever it is. He's trained all week. He ain't good enough to get in the squad this weekend, but then he gets a day off. Yeah, and that can cause friction, mate. Trust me. Do smash the likes up. I would appreciate that. Do follow me on HOTMIC as well. Nearly 600 of you have followed me on that, so thank you very much. We don't deserve European football. 9th place is fully deserved, as there are 8 teams better than us. Missing Europe will set things straight. The guys up the top will understand full circle. Thank you for your generous donation, mate. Appreciate that. Listen, I don't know where we're going to finish. The one thing I do know is that we could potentially finish 14th. Like, real talk, we could genuinely finish 14th this season. And like, everyone's going to pin it on Emery. Yeah, cool. Of course they're going to pin it on Emery. Yeah, somebody sent me the stats earlier. this season, Arteta's won 8 games. Emery's won 8 games. Arteta's got, I think, 5 draws. I think Emery's got 7 draws. And then Emery lost 3 games. And Arteta's lost 5, I think. So, yeah, statistically, like I said, Unai Emery has been better over the games they've played. And they've played pretty much, I think they've played the same amount of games now, or been manager or coach for the same amount of games. At the end of the day, like, Unai Emery weren't picking the right team. Unai Emery decided to drop Ozil out the squad. Yeah. And the carnage and the meltdown, yeah, because he dared to drop Mesut Ozil. Yeah. Watch again. Yeah. Watch again the pass that he'll get, Arteta, if he drops him again. Yeah. If he don't travel to Brighton. Yeah. People won't give it because it's Arteta. Yeah. It's double standards, man. Like, at the end of the day, I have the same energy all the way through it. Right. For me personally, we better go and put a shift in on Saturday because they let all the fans down again yesterday. We've all been sat for over 100 days waiting for that game. And then they just turn up. Well, they didn't turn up. That's the problem. They just walked around the pitch like it was nothing. Like, yeah, whatever. Then his subs were a joke. So, yeah, man, it's not great, is it? And I want to see Martinelli and Pepe start that game. I want to see Aubameyang up front. Yeah, I want to see Saka on the left. Yeah, I don't want to see, yeah, other players in the team that played last night. Yeah, that Eddie Nketiah, I've said it before and say it again, he ain't good enough. Yeah, he is not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, he might be banging it in the reserves at Chelsea and then the reserves for Arsenal. You couldn't get in Leeds United's team. What makes anyone think he'll make it at Arsenal? But again, Arteta thinks that he's this great coach and he's my pet project along with Reece Nelson. Well, it ain't really going well, my friend. Why don't you actually play the best players in the right positions? And we might, just might, start winning games. But there we go. Let's read some of your comments. Clincy says, you're forgetting Emery had 1 full season before. We have written off the full season he had. Well, we finished 5th and we got to the Europa League final in that season. He then got sacked. Then Freddie came in. Didn't really do a great deal. Then Arteta's come in and played and had the same amount of games as Unai Emery's had. And in that time, he's knocked us out the Europa League. And what has really changed? You know, Claude said it right yesterday. What has actually changed? Because people keep saying that there's been a massive improvement. Where? Where's this massive improvement? We barely score any goals. We barely have any shots on goal. Yeah, so last night, for example, no shots on target, players out of position, subs were all wrong, and a defender ends up being a clown. If that was Unai Emery, everyone would be going mad. Oh, which, by the way, they had about 20 shots as well. Oh, every team has 20 shots against Arsenal. That was what everyone was saying when Emery was here. Arsenal don't have any shots on goal. That's what they were also saying. He's playing players out of position. That's what they were saying. Well, isn't that what he did last night? Yeah. Isn't that what he's done in a lot of games this season that he's had, Arteta? So, listen, I'm all for positivity. I'm all for going, yeah, cool. Yeah. Happy days. But let's not pretend that he's done some miracle. We're still 9th. Yeah. And I think we were 10th when he took over. And he's had the same amount of games as Unai Emery. Yes, Emery's had the season before. Cool. Yeah. But he's still had the same amount of games. He's had time to implement what he wants to do. Yeah, we're the only team in world football that don't get a new manager bounce. Why is that? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer goes into Man United. They go on a 6-month unbeaten run. Like, come on, man. It's mad. Big up, Adrian. It says, club needs a complete overhaul. Fact. Agree, bruv. Agree. Totally agree. Evening, Gary. Emery isn't a shite manager. The problem was the players he had were Deadwood, Wenger players. And if the board actually let him sign the players he wanted, we would have party now. We'd also have Harry Maguire. We'd also have Wilfried Zaha. And maybe even Fabinho, because they're the 4 he wanted. And he gets served up David Luiz, Socrates, Torreira, and Pepe. Think of that one. And if you look at it, Ziyech and Werner have cost less than Pepe and David Luiz. Yeah, seriously, man. The people that make decisions at this football club all need to just fuck off, man. Seriously, every one of them. Emery is miles ahead of Arteta. Couldn't agree more, mate. Yeah, if I had known, right, that he was going to throw a lifeline to so many of these Deadwood players, Arteta, I wouldn't have said get rid of Emery. Yeah, I wouldn't have said sack him. Because if I'd known that we were going to firstly employ Arteta, I would have kept Emery. Secondly, if I'd known that he was going to throw a lifeline to Mustafi, beg Granit Xhaka to stay, beg Eddie Nketiah to come back off loan. Yeah. Who else was there? Oh, yeah, that's it. We can't sell Ozil to Qatar because we can't replace him. There's 4 players, 4 bad decisions straight away. You then want to leave Martinelli out the team, leave Pepe out the team, play Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson. There's 6 bad decisions. You then lose to Olympiacos. There's now 7. Yeah, after being in the lead in the away game. Come on, man. Seriously, if I'd known all of that was going to happen, I would have stayed with Unai Emery. Yeah, because Unai Emery is a top coach. He just couldn't speak the language and couldn't get his thoughts across. Big up Assassin, he agrees. Havertz is close to joining Chelsea. Yeah, they'll probably get him for about 50 quid, mate. That's how they do business. They're a good team at doing business. KD Boxing says, I'm not convinced by Arteta. Baffling lineup after baffling lineup. Brother, I say it every time. Yeah, I know it's like, listen, people can get on me and go, oh, it's the first game back. It was Man City. Yeah, cool. I've accepted that. I didn't expect us to win, so I can't cry about it. At the end of the day, go back through all of his lineups. Every single lineup. Yeah, I remember doing an Instagram video. I posted on my Instagram as I was walking to the shop when I was back home, right, in Spain. I think it was the West Ham game. Yeah, and we won that 1-0. Yeah, the amount of abuse I got for that, the amount of DMs, because I dared to say he made 5 shit decisions in that starting 11. Half that starting 11 shouldn't have started against West Ham. Yeah, but people won't listen, and eventually they will. And eventually they'll see that everything I've been saying, they'll be saying it. And just remember who told you first. Arteta was an average player, so what makes him a good coach? I see no progress. We've gone back to a crap mid-70s Arsenal. We could end up in the same position, 74, 75, 76. That is very true. Just on the Arteta was an average player, what makes him a good coach? To be fair, before everyone starts jumping on you in the chat, Jose was a bang average player. So was Klopp. But the point stands. Yeah. He was not the right man to get us back to where we need to be. Yeah, he was the cheap and cheerful option, and the puppet. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Callum on Facebook, evening mate, says Kai Havertz is going to Real Madrid in my laugh my arse off. He's even put a statement out saying he wants to play with his idol Tony Cruz. Bruv, don't. That could come back to bite you, you know. We all thought Werner was going to Liverpool. I hope he does go to Madrid, because if they get Werner, just give him the title. Not Werner, Havertz even. Big up Bazintric Ways. Are Holden and Chambers still injured? If not, why don't we play them over players like Marie and Louise? Kind of sad that we don't play these people when we choose guys ahead of them. I'm not sure about Holding. I think he is back fit, but I know Callum Chambers is. I'd start Chambers at the weekend. I was all for Arteta, but after what he said last night, Louise is in my future plans, bigging him up. Sorry if that's your idea of a great defender. You're in the wrong job, Banter FC. To be fair, I don't think he'd ever come out and slag him off. Yeah, but at the same time, I do actually believe that he is in the future plans. So, you know, just radical decisions at this football club, mate. It's mad. Let's do 3 more. You could have said please, but I'll let you off. Happy birthday to you. But I ain't reading your name. You think you can catch me out like that, bro? Yeah, come on, experienced streamer. Yeah, I ain't Don Robbie out here, yeah? Getting caught out on names. I pinned it for you. You should be lucky, bruv. And I know it ain't your birthday, but I thought it was funny. But that's why I pinned it. Chambers is still out, says Krish. And I'm going to end on this one. If we had Allegri or Ancelotti, I personally think the board would not give them the players we need. If Emery didn't get what they want, Arteta won't get it. The next manager won't, the next one. Which is exactly why, Ian, Ancelotti didn't want to be manager. Neither did Jose. Jose actually come out and said he didn't like the structure of above. Yeah, he didn't like that structure of a sporting director and 6 other people all deciding the players. He wanted to deal direct with the top boy, which is why he went to Tottenham. But there we go. I might do a watch along on Thursday. The problem I have is I think Arsenal are playing Thursday, aren't they? Yes, they are. I think we're playing Southampton. Let me pin that. My infusion will help until we play Brighton. Big up yourself. You're a real one, bruv. You're a G, bruv. Yeah, the amount of dramas you've had in your life, bruv, with your health, mate. Big up yourself. Listen, I'm getting out of here. Thanks very much to everyone who has watched live. Do smash the likes up if you haven't already. Do subscribe if you're new. Loads of new subs recently. Loads of new subs. Literally, we're talking stupid amounts. We're nearly on 36,250. So 200 since yesterday. And do download HOTMIC if you haven't. That link's in the description. Use my code. Let's get that up to 600 real quick. We're close to that. 100 since yesterday. So thank you very much. And I will be back at 9 o'clock. All have a wonderful evening. Laters, peeps.